Hi, everybody. I look like hell warmed over. Hell warmed over. That's the wrong phrase because hell is supposed to already be warm. um, I just got done helping Jeff. We sprayed the trees for the invasive little Japanese beetle bug. Um, the reason I am sending or making this video is because my son Todd reached out to my son Jake. And my son Jake told him, Mom's been talking about this, Mom's been talking about that. Mom brought up you. Someone asked what it was that you did to get put into prison. And Mom said that she wasn't going to say nothing till she found out what his feelings were on it. And basically, what Todd said was, tell Mom she can tell my story because he is a man and he is owning up to what he did. So he's not going to hide it. So he basically told Jake to tell Mom to tell his story. So I am going to tell his story. What happened was many years ago, Todd was at a bar and he was drinking and he was getting pretty shit faced. And then he started to walk home from said bar that was on Salzburg. And in the process of doing that, he came across a vehicle sitting in a parking lot that had the key sitting in the ignition. So him being the stupid ass that he was at the time, being drunk, he jumped in that car or truck and started it up and took off with it. So while he's riding around, too drunk to be driving, he was going back and forth where he lived at. He lived in that trailer park that's out there on South Euclid, past like Monitor Sugar. And he was riding around on them streets and he came to a stop sign and he didn't stop. And he went out into the road. And when he did, a motorcycle was coming up the road and Todd pulled out in front of him. And that man hit Todd with his bike on the truck. And it was a bad crash. And Todd was drunk and he got out and the neighbors all kind of heard what was going on, and there was a lady there. She was a nurse. She ran over. She was trying to help the driver. They started trying to do CPR on him, and Todd was basically standing there freaked out. I mean, he was out of it. And when the nurse said that the man expired, Todd stood up and ran. So it took him a bit before the police actually arrested him for that. When he wasn't quite arrested yet, they were closing in on him, and I think he knew it. He didn't run. We weren't going to let him run. During the time before they actually made the arrest, is when he did the laser thing. So I think that's why the judge gave him the harsh sentence for the laser thing, is because they had to track Todd down and then arrest him and then charge him with vehicular homicide, and because he was drunk. So I guess that is the reason he got sentenced to prison, and that is the reason why I wasn't going to share his story. He made a mistake. He knows he made a mistake. He has felt like the worst thing in the world since he made that mistake. And he paid his dues. And then he got done with it. He had a couple times that I think he went up for a chance for parole, and he was denied because the family of that man, which that's that's their prerogative. That they are the family, the sisters and the brothers and the parents of that man. That is the reason that he didn't get the paroles in the beginning when he was started being eligible for them, is because they were still upset. They weren't ready to forgive him. And I don't blame them. I mean, if something like that was to happen in my life, I don't know how well I would be able to forgive him. So, um, eventually he did get his parole, and well, actually, it's not considered a parole, it's considered he served his time. Yes, he will see a parole officer when he gets out, and yes, he's going to have some restrictions, like he's probably never going to drive again, ever. And he knows it. He knows that. But that was his story, and he gave me permission to tell it. And the judge that sentenced him for the federal sentenced him for the year and the day, because I think he was upset that they actually had to put the cops through going and looking for Todd, doing their investigation to find out that it was him, because he didn't turn himself in. He actually tried to like act like it didn't happen, like he didn't he anyways, they had to pursue him to go after him, and when they had to do that, that was one of the reasons why I believe the judge was harsh on him with the federal charge. But that being said, yes, he did pay his dues for the crime that he committed. He learned his lesson. I don't think he'll ever do anything like that ever again. He knows what he put that family through, and he's missed a lot. He's like missed my mom passing away. He missed my sister passing away. He's missed a lot since he's been gone, and he can't apologize any more than he already has for everything that he has done. So, to get back to, I had to get permission because that was not my story to say. And I have a lot of family. Everybody knows I have a lot of family. They all know the story. And I'm glad nobody, when I said I wasn't going to share the story, I'm glad nobody else said it, well, I will, or whatever. I don't think they would. I think if anybody was going to do that, it would probably be John, just because John is spiteful and he would like to start crap. So I think he would be the one to, oh, well, I know what he did, and do that. But I was given permission to tell his story because, like he said, he's a man. He knows what he did. He's owned up to it. He has paid his dues, and he's learned his lesson, and he wasn't going to hide it. So he gave me the permission because he's, like he said, he don't know how long he's going to be in Pennsylvania. So we're in the process of trying to find out if they're going to keep him there or if they're going to send him to a different place. We still don't know yet. We won't know until they tell him, and then from him is when he can relay to us. And that's only if he can get to a phone to do it, because he's not going to play the game that they are playing in this prison that he's in. Even though he said this prison is actually a little bit better than the one that's in Oklahoma, it's still not the best. It's still not like a regular prison where they actually have guards that watch out for what's going on and not just turn their back and let shit happen. But I got the dishwasher going. Jeff is in the process of, I believe, moving everything from the garage for the WRX into the barn. And then he's going to put the WRX in the barn where he has my Mini. And then let my Mini get put into the garage, which would be awesome, because then I could open the garage door and not have to be opening that side door. And he's not going to drive the WRX that often, so he can park it in there. He's doing more work on it. So I hope that's what he's doing. He sprayed the trees, the one in the front, the three in the back. I took the dogs out just before that to make sure that they wouldn't go out there and walk around on it until it's completely dry. He thinks that it's one of those kind that you hook to the hose, he was spraying he did the front one first, and he said he couldn't smell nothing. He didn't know if it was working or, because it was a full bottle. But for some reason, he couldn't smell nothing. And I told him, well, I read the directions on the bottle, and it basically says that you have to do it for 14 days. It's good for 14 days. If you have the Japanese beetle, they will not be gone. They will, in 14 days, you'll have to do it again. So I told him if in 14 days we have to do it again, then get a different bottle or something. Because obviously that bottle didn't work. But after he was spraying it in the back, I thought I could smell something. So maybe it is working. It's just not super strong like that ant stuff. When I sprayed that, holy crap, that crap could burn your eyes. Then I was out on my porch, and I looked at my 3 pots that I got out there, and 2 of them still have semi-decent flowers in it, and one of them only had the dark one. And I walked over, and there was fluid on top. So I tipped it, and nothing happened. So I lifted the container up and looked underneath on the bottom. There's no holes in it. How the hell did I get something to plant flowers if I not put no drainage holes in it? So I went and got a drill, and I went in and I got the drill in my hand. I'm like, I need a drill bit, not a drill bit, a drill. And he's like, for what? I said, because I need to drill holes in a couple of my planters that have dirt and flowers in them. He's like, I'll do it. Give it to me. I'll do it. And then he got a drill and then come out, and then I just kind of held it sideways so that nothing fell out of it, but it was, enough of a pitch that he could get under there with the drill and pop 2 holes in it. So, and then as soon as he popped the 2 holes in the one that was really bad, as I'm walking it over to put it into the thing, I don't know if it's still all wet underneath it, it started running, the water started, yeah, it did. Look at that trail going right up to that plant. That one right there. That one was so full. That one's the one actually that only has the dark one left. All the light ones all this was flooded in here. And this is what they're supposed to be, like flat all the way around it. And all I got is that. It's supposed to look like that. That's the one that had a drainage hole in it. But then this one over here didn't have a drainage hole in it. So, but that one looks, it's all real wet, still real moist. And then, of course, we got this one up here, which I know has a drainage hole because it's got a tray underneath it. I don't like spider webs on it. Get off of it. So, he hasn't put the car over there, but he's still putting stuff over there. Okay. All right. Time here before, it's after 6. I got till 8, going on 8 before I can feed the dogs, give them their medicine. I don't know when that show's supposed to start. I need to look it up because I don't know. I watched the last one on demand because I missed it last week because I wasn't going to watch them. The movie with the dragons, House of Dragons. I was going to wait till there was 3 or 4 or 5 episodes and then watch them, like Ben watch them. But then I started seeing everything on Facebook about, this happened and this happened and this happened. And then I started thinking, I'm missing that. I want to see that. So then I backtracked on it a little bit. And I have to also say something. I am getting a lot more new followers. So a lot of people that are just starting to follow me are starting to follow me from my up to date, the ones that I've just done. Boy, I look like a mess. But they're seeing my up to date things, so they don't know my back history a little bit. Like a lot of people who started watching me right from the beginning know all of my back history. So if there's a question anybody wants to ask, by all means, ask it. I will do a backtrack. I will, let's see if I can find that. I will try and keep everybody, I know that a lot of the up-to-date stuff I haven't really talked about because, I've already talked about it before, but then I'm starting to realize there's a lot of new people that really don't. Let me see if I can go into guide. Turn this down a little bit. See, that's the only bad thing about in here. I have to. Did you guys realize that next weekend is 4th of July weekend? That is. But anyways, I will, anybody wants to know anything, let me know. I can backtrack, for the people who don't know me or hasn't seen me up until now. I will backtrack for you. Or if there's somebody that I know that knows what's going on and someone asks a question, if I don't get to that question, by all means, if you know the answer, tell that person. Say, hey, yeah, she told me that story, or she said that story, blah blah. This is what happened, or whatever. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Okay. Now, what is it going to be? HBO. Let's go out. House of Dragons, season 3, episode 1. So it's not going to be till 9 o'clock. I can watch all of episode 1 again starting at 7:30ish, I think. 7:45. And then it goes to 9 o'clock, and 9 o'clock is when this part, episode 2, comes on. Okay, awesome. So let's just shut it off. Shut it off. Go back there. Go back there. Shut it off. Shut it off. It's not going to shut off. Whatever. I'm so over it. But I am trying to get as many followers as possible, because it seems like when I go on for my dashboard and click on it, Facebook is telling me you're doing a great job doing this, you're doing a great job doing this, try to reach more people by talking about this or talking about that. I can't do that. I can't have somebody say, you need to talk about this. I have to be able to just jump on and talk about what I want to talk about. I mean, I want to be able to connect with people, but I don't want it fake. I don't want it, sketched out. I don't want it rehearsed. I want, my car just started. I could hear it. Let's go see if we can see him backing out and going over to the barn. But yeah, let's see, here we go. There goes the WRX. Let's see if I can get it over here. Ain't that car pretty? That car is so pretty. But anyways, wait till he backs out. He's letting it warm up a little bit. I don't want it rehearsed. I want to talk about how I feel at the time. And, I might be in a good mood. I might not be in a good mood. I want not to look like a wreck. Okay, now. Let's see. I don't want him to know I'm recording him, because he will have a fit. I'll stand back here when he pulls in. Unless he backs in. Is he gonna back in? He is gonna back in. Oh, he's gonna be working on the front of it. Oh, anyways, I don't want to do stuff that's rehearsed. We did eat all the rest of the noodles and almost all of the corn. He still has quite a bit of his rice. We each had another pork chop, but I as for doing the videos, I love doing the videos. I love spewing whatever I want to say, and I like being able to not really have a filter. I mean, I do to an extent. I'm not gonna go on here and F this, F that, and it's like I said when I watch my videos, or I go on and I'm watching videos, it's like out of 5 videos, 4 of them I got nothing but people swearing up a storm. It's like, when did I start getting to where I had to do that? When did I start? Because it's an algorithm, so therefore, whatever you start watching, or you're scrolling and you stop and you look at this, and then you scroll and then you come to another video and you stop. When did I start watching stuff that had all kinds of people using all kinds of language? I haven't. So I don't know why all the videos that's coming up to me are people swearing and cussing, and I don't know. I'm getting over it on some things, really am. I'm staying in the house. It's cooler in the house right now. I'm got the dishwasher going. I took the garbage out already. I'm just basically waiting to take care of the dogs, which I've got an hour and almost 2 hours, hour and 45 minutes to go. I did get quite a bit done. I got my plants done today. I will take you out. Don't mind the music. A lot of people like my music. I got one of those little speaker things. Let's say you're a professional, and it just basically I say like I don't want to say it while it can hear me. I say, hey Google, play some, and then I'll say something like, it used to be Teddy Swims. I always wanted to do Teddy Swims, but then I got to where I was saying, hey Google, play some Fleetwood Mac, and then it plays a lot of music similar to it. Okay, that is going to be the eggplant, and then I got the 2 pepper plants there. That's the little one. The bigger one, I did move these over. I took that one out of in here, and I put this thing here for the tomato plant, because it's going to need, once it gets taller, it's going to need some support. And then I put the those down there are the watermelon, and then these 2 here are the honeydew. Okay, keep it pointed at the ground, and then open the shed. Careful. All right, I just got those planted today. Everything's been watered. I might water them again tonight, although it doesn't seem to be too bad. They're all pretty good right now. This one's starting to come back. It does have some more flowers on it, but the rest of the pot's like empty, and that one there still has the thing, but nothing's coming out of it. So I think I might pull that out and just plant something else. And then I got that one there. But down Harley. So today is going to be a kickback, relaxed day. I started the dishwasher, therefore I was thinking about taking a bath, but I can't do that now when I start the dishwasher, because that kind of defeats the purpose of having water. For one, I'd have no pressure. But I just wanted to come and give a little update, let everybody know that I did get permission from my son to tell his story. And if there's more detail into his story, I'm going to let him be the one to do further detail on the whole situation. Like I said, he says he's a man, and he's going to own up to what he did, and he is, he served his time. He's learned his lesson, and anything like that again would never happen. Never. One, he quit drinking. He's never going to drink again, he said. Because that's the downfall right there. He got to where he was drinking blindly. He was drinking until he was blacking out. Kind of like John. Boy, can you tell alcoholism runs in my family. A lot. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. I'm going to go get some stuff and get the pups taken care of. I can't really do much until it's time to feed them, so I'm basically just stuck doing nothing. Now I know my show don't start till 9 o'clock. What the hell am I to do now? But if anybody has any questions or wants to ask a question, if I don't get to you and somebody else who is one of my followers sees that they asked a question, you know the answer, by all means, please. I wish I knew how to set up to where I could post my recipes. I don't know how to do that. All I can do is like show you the recipe as I'm making it, tell you what it is. Like somebody asked about the Mexican street corn. I hurried up and put what I can, and it's like that one there was a taste, because when I think Nikki did it, she did a big bag of frozen corn, and I wanted to cook the corn on the grill. I wanted to grill it and then have a more of a grilled taste. And then of course I added the beans, so that right there I'm already changing the recipe. But then the majority of the other stuff, the sour cream and the mayo and then the seasons and the cilantro and the lime juice, that is all that was in the recipe that she had. I just added a little bit at a time until I made sure it was the way I wanted it. And as soon as it got to the taste that I wanted it, boom, that was it. I was done with it. And then the cheese on top. If anybody has any other thing that they want to have me make, like I am still going to do the shepherd's pie. I will do the shepherd's pie only because that sounds so good. There was one person says, do it like this, but don't put no peas and carrots in it. And then I've got quite a few people when I talked about the liver and onions that agree with me. Liver and onions sucks. But if there's a question that I don't get to you and another one of my followers sees it and knows the answer, go ahead and answer for me. I don't mind. Get it right, but I don't mind. And then the new people that are finding me, like I don't know how many people I've seen that says, I just found you last week, and I've been doing this over a month now. I'm almost pushing 2 months, because it was the end of April, and now we're almost to the end of June. So yeah, I'm 2 months now into this, and they're just finding me. So it means I'm still out there. Once you find me, if you look hashtag Cooking with Kat, all run together, and cooking is KOOKING, then you'll find me and you'll see my other videos, and then pick the best one you like and share it with your friends, and tell your friends, if you like this, share it with their friends. Just as long as it can get out there, the more it gets out there, the better chance I have of being able to my goal is to get myself debt free and then help my kids. And that is the one thing that I want to do, that I'm really looking forward to doing. But other than that, I don't really have anything else going on at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and probably stop this one here. And then if there is anything else anybody wants to hear or wants me to see or wants to have me make, let me know. I'm optional. Bye.